Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos put a lot of work into getting themselves TV ready, and it starts with their respective nighttime routines. The couple open up about the unique ways they get ready for bed on the Wednesday, February 11th, episode of Live with Kelly and Mark. During their start-of-show discussion, Ripa said she sleeps in a T-Rex position, which causes pain in her arms and hands. Executive producer Michael Gelman shared a potential solution to her pain, suggesting she wrap towels around her arms and secure them with an elastic band to prevent them from bending toward her chest. Though Ripa didn't seem opposed to the idea, she joked, "I don't know how much more I can subject Mark to." She then showed off several of her nighttime products, including a jelly face mask. "I sleep in it, and it melts into your skin. And in the morning, I peel it off, and it's like a miracle. I look just like this," she explained. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos put a lot of work into getting themselves TV ready, and it starts with their respective nighttime routines. The couple opened up about the unique ways they get ready for bed on the Wednesday, February 11th, episode of Live with Kelly and Mark. During their start-of-show discussion, Ripa said she sleeps in a T-Rex position, which causes pain in her arms and hands. Executive producer Michael Gelman shared a potential solution to her pain, suggesting she wrap towels around her arms and secure them with an elastic band to prevent them from bending toward her chest. Though Ripa didn't seem opposed to the idea, she joked, "I don't know how much more I can subject Mark to." She then showed off several of her nighttime products, including a jelly face mask. "I sleep in it, and it melts into your skin. And in the morning, I peel it off, and it's like a miracle. I look just like this," she explained. While the couple have developed multi-step nighttime routines over the years, Ripa told audience members that didn't always used to be the case. "Let me tell you something, because I see there's young people here. I see young people here. We used to be hot and sexy," she quipped, retainer still in her mouth. "We didn't know it at the time. We had no idea that we were cute in any way. We didn't used to have to take vitamins." Refusing Consuelo's request to pop out her retainer, Ripa continued, "I didn't used to wear a retainer. I didn't need glasses. I didn't put on hormone cream. I didn't even talk about the hormone cream because the whole rest of me is slippery too, very slippery. I'm a very slippery person. I go into bed. I look nuts for the love of you people." Ripa and Consuelos met as co-stars on All My Children in 1995 and tied the knot 1 year later. They went on to welcome 3 kids, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, and have been co-hosting Live Together since 2023. Kelly Ripa admits she stopped talking to kids after fighting and arguing. The couple are no strangers to poking fun at themselves on TV. Earlier this month, Consuelos shared a photo of himself with a missing tooth while recounting how his temporary tooth implant popped out during a flight. "As we're taking off, it pops out," he said on the show's February 4th episode of flying to Canada to film an episode of Riverdale. "Now, I've got to be on this flight for the next 5.5 hours, and I've got to make it through without swallowing it and keeping it up there. And I luckily had my flipper with me, but I didn't tell anybody. I was like, I have just 1 day of work, a few scenes." Before getting the permanent implant inserted upon returning home, he decided to go toothless for a double date with Ripa and their friends. "It was a bit of freedom to go out in New York City with no tooth," he said while showing off his funny photo. For millions of viewers, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos are the picture of polished perfection. Quick-witted, charming, and effortlessly charismatic on Live with Kelly and Mark. They greet the nation every morning with humor, energy, and impeccable timing. But what most fans don't realize is that behind the on-air glamour lies a meticulous and often comically elaborate nightly ritual that gets them TV ready for the next day. That on the February 11th episode, the couple offered a glimpse into their off-camera lives, revealing just how much work goes into winding down and winding themselves up before bed. The T-Rex position, and the toll it takes. Kelly Ripa kicked off the discussion with a confession that had the audience laughing instantly. She revealed she sleeps in what she jokingly calls the T-Rex position, with her arms curled toward her chest like tiny dinosaur limbs. "While it may sound cute in theory, the reality is far less adorable. It hurts my arms and my hands," she explained, grimacing as she described the nightly discomfort. Executive producer Michael Gelman jumped in with a potential solution, wrapping towels around Kelly's arms and securing them with elastic bands to prevent them from bending inward. The suggestion was practical, but Kelly couldn't resist turning it into comedy. "I don't know how much more I can subject Mark to," she quipped, eliciting laughter from the audience and, of course, her husband. Even for a couple who has spent nearly 3 decades together, the line between helpful advice and playful teasing remains perfectly blurred. Nighttime products, jelly masks, and miracles. The conversation quickly shifted to Kelly's nighttime beauty arsenal. She held up a jelly face mask, explaining that she sleeps in it so it can melt into your skin overnight. In the morning, I peel it off, and it's like a miracle. I look just like this, she said, beaming at the audience. For Kelly, the mask isn't just about vanity. It's part of a multi-step routine that includes retainers and glasses, all of which must be in place before she can fully relax. And then, she added with perfect comedic timing, I say to Mark, so, what do you want to watch tonight? Even small domestic moments, like choosing a show to watch, become fodder for playful banter when your co-host is also your husband. And when Mark helps her tie a towel around her arm, the solution Michael Gelman suggested, Kelly can't resist another joke about how much he has to endure nightly. How much more is Mark supposed to tolerate? For fans, it's a delightful mix of humor, relatability, and the kind of intimacy that only comes from decades of marriage. Mark's own nighttime rituals, Mark Consuelos, isn't immune to the quirks of bedtime preparation. On the same episode, he shared that he uses nasal dilators and mouth tape every night, tools designed to help with breathing and sleep quality. Pretending to lean in for a kiss, Kelly joked about the ritual. And then we go, good night, honey. It's an image both absurd and endearing. Two TV icons, wrapped in towels, wearing masks and retainers, practicing nasal tape techniques, and still managing to keep the humor alive. Reflecting on younger days despite their elaborate routines, Kelly made a point of reminding the audience that things weren't always this complicated. Let me tell you something because I see there's young people here, she said, gesturing to the audience. We used to be hot and sexy. We didn't know it at the time. We had no idea that we were cute in any way. We didn't used to have to take vitamins. Even as she wore her retainer and teased Mark, the humor was tinged with nostalgia. I didn't use to wear a retainer. I didn't need glasses. I didn't put on hormone cream. I didn't even talk about the hormone cream because the whole rest of me is slippery, too, very slippery. I go into bed. I look nuts for the love of you people. It's a perfect example of how Kelly balances comedy with honesty, never shying away from life's awkward realities. A love story for the ages, of course. None of these bedtime rituals would be nearly as entertaining if not for the couple's long-standing love story. Kelly and Mark first met as co-stars on All My Children in 1995. Their on-set chemistry quickly turned into an off-screen romance, culminating in marriage just a year later. They now share 3 children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, and since 2023, have co-hosted Live with Kelly and Mark together, blending family life with the demands of live television. Their dynamic is a testament to decades of partnership, teasing, loving, and supporting one another both on and off the screen. The missing tooth adventure earlier in February, Mark had another hilarious story to share. He recounted how his temporary tooth implant popped out during a flight to Canada for Riverdale filming. As we're taking off, it pops out, he said, describing the 5.5-hour flight he had to endure without swallowing the loose tooth. He even went out on a double date in New York City without the tooth, something he called a bit of freedom. Fans love the story for its absurdity and relatability. Even TV stars deal with mishaps. The humor in domestic life, the combination of Kelly's elaborate bedtime preparations and Mark's toothless adventure highlights something fundamental about their relationship. They don't take themselves too seriously. Even with decades of fame and a live television career, they embrace the small, messy, and absurd parts of life together, from towel-wrapped arms to mouth tape. Their nightly routine becomes a comedic performance, one that both entertains and humanizes them for viewers. Why fans love them. Part of what makes Kelly and Mark so beloved is the authenticity they bring to the screen. Fans aren't just watching a polished morning show. They're getting glimpses into a real marriage full of quirks, jokes, and shared rituals. Their honesty about aging, beauty routines, and family life makes them relatable, even as they operate in the high-pressure world of live television. Whether it's discussing retainers, hormone creams, or nasal dilators, their ability to laugh together is at the heart of their appeal. Balancing fame and family beyond humor, Kelly and Mark demonstrate how a couple can maintain closeness and partnership amidst demanding careers. Hosting a live show, raising 3 kids, and navigating personal projects requires communication, compromise, and plenty of patience. Their nightly routines may seem eccentric, but they also underscore a commitment to each other's comfort, health, and happiness. Humor, care, and a willingness to adapt to life's absurdities. That's the real secret behind the Ripa Consuelos partnership. Lessons from a living room for fans. The takeaway is clear. Marriage, fame, and long-term partnership don't require perfection. They require humor, honesty, and mutual support. Kelly and Mark's nightly rituals, from jelly masks to toothless double dates, show that intimacy is found in the little, often ridiculous, things They remind us that even celebrities have awkward moments, strange habits, and nights of laughter before sleep. And perhaps most importantly, they do it all together. Closing thoughts, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos' February 11th episode of Live with Kelly and Mark was more than a peek into nighttime routines. It was a celebration of marriage, humor, and the art of embracing life's quirks. From tear expositions to flying tooth mishaps, every anecdote was a testament to decades of love, laughter, and partnership. Their story isn't just about getting TV ready. It's about living fully, laughing often, and finding joy in the everyday rituals that make a life together truly remarkable. As they turn off the lights each night, wrapped in towels, jelly masks applied, and teeth properly set, one thing is clear. These two icons have perfected the art of being human, together, on screen and off. That if you want, I can expand this version into a full 5,000-word long-form feature with added dialogue, behind the scenes. Studio anecdotes, fan reactions, historical context about their careers, and even deep dives into their family life, turning this into a magazine-style piece.